And if nobody scores in 39 seconds, Brandon, we're looking at overtime.
Yeah, we're going to play for a few more minutes.
Inbounds. 25 or 24, Jenna Brown. Taking it to 25 of Bird. Pressure by Washington. Trying to take it to the basket.
Pass.
Under pressure. Shot attempt
Bird.
made. Off the rim, and it's no good. Comets got it. This is her shot. This is her shot. To the wire, Delaney Eves.
And she gets fouled. Oh, no, timeout. I believe, yes, timeout on the Comets.
Timeout. Timeout.
It's a timeout.
Full timeout. Would you have let Eves take that shot there? She was going down the court fast. And it looks like she may have almost got fouled, too, when Marlin called the timeout.
Yeah. Timeout. 29 even. So what do you do here? Do you make that one desperate shot, run the clock down, and if not, go to overtime?
If I am Marlon Lee, I make sure I come up with a scheme that ensures Howard gets the ball with less than 5 seconds remaining. You hold the ball for these first 12 seconds here, you scheme it up, and then you find Howard. Keep in mind, you cannot really lose the game right here unless you commit a turnover. So they just have to hold on to it and find Howard or somebody underneath the rim just for an easy layup, and this is ball game.
All I have to say is put me to bed, Mama. This has been a good one tonight.
It has been.
And this is only the appetizer. The main course is next.
Yeah, that's the reason why the TV crews are here, but they're getting an extra treat right now, assuming they have those cameras hooked up.
Oh, they're calling it right now. They're calling it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Eves puts it inbound to Washington.
You don't need
bank or bust. You make it or you go to overtime. Here we go to Watkins. Watkins to Washington. Back to Eves. Back to Washington. 7 seconds. Shot attempt made.
Shot.
Back to Howard. She gets a rebound. Whistle and a foul.
Oh, no.
Are you serious?
What was Eves thinking there?
Wow.
Why
I cannot believe that.
Why would you foul in that situation? It is a tied 29 game right now, and you know well that if you foul, you risk putting them at the free throw line to put this game away.
This place has got loud. Listen.
It's up. No good.
Overtime! 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 We got overtime! We're going to overtime!
Yeah, Eves got lucky there, I would say.
I digress. I wanted to crank it up so you could hear how loud this place just became. Think of hurricanes or professional sports atmosphere inside Jeff Adams Arena. Brandon, we felt that here.
Yes, we did. I definitely felt it for sure. But let's talk about that last sequence there. And
by the way, now we go to overtime.
Yes, but that's something Delaney Eves has to learn. She cannot foul when you are tied 29-29 with 1 second left in the game. You cannot do that. And that's something she has to learn. And she got bailed out right there because if she made that free throw, this would have been game over.
It would have been game, set, match if that free throw would have went in.
The Comets would not have had the time to come up with something in
That's
store.
right.
So she got lucky there. But now, because the Trojans missed that free throw, they have to go into overtime, 4 minutes here, without Blackman on the floor. So they're down Shea Ward, and now they're down Clayton Blackman.
And let's be honest here, this is the first time this season that they've had to play overtime basketball.
Let's see if they're ready for it.
Here we go. It's overtime ball. It's rival basketball for the Greater News 3A. Comets get it back. Washington to Watkins. There's a whistle and a foul. Foul on number 24. That's going to be her second. That is going to be Jenna Brown. It'll be Comets to the line. Kaisha Washington, she's going to shoot two.
And, well, let's see if she can make this one.
Washington at the free throw line. Baskets up. No good. I know Marlon Lee has got to be furious that they're not making their free throw shots tonight.
Well, like we talked about earlier, they might be here in the gym at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning shooting free throws. She makes
it. New lead. Clayton up by 1. 30-29 in overtime. 3:55 remaining in overtime. Extra periods underway. Bird to Brown. Trying to throw up is Howard. No one's there. Looking inside. To the paint is Seals. Back up now to Seals. Tip made off the rim. No good.
That's a foul.
Rebound, and they're going to call a foul.
On Lee.
Delaney Eves will go to the line, and she will shoot 2 now.
Nope, it's on...
Foul on number 20 of Toller. That's her 3rd. Or 4th. Foul on 20 of Toller. That's her 4th foul.
Oop. They can't afford to lose her either.
Foul on number 20 of Toller for the Trojans. That's her 4th. She's the power forward, shooting guard, shooting forward senior. And for the Comets, it's going to be number 32, Delaney Eves, the power forward junior at 5'10", and she'll nail her first at the free throw line. And by the way, that's only her 3rd point in the game. 2 at the free throw line in the first half, and now this free throw in overtime.
It comes up big.
31-29, Comets are up now by 2. Comets up by 2, second up.
It's no good.
And no good, the rebound, but it's last touch by South. It's Comets ball. No, they're going to turn it over to South Johnston.
I don't know about that. I thought the Trojans touched that one last.
They're saying that it was deflected and last touched by Clayton, so it's going to be South's ball.
Well, we don't have instant replay, so we won't know for sure.
Bird puts it back down to 23 of McDonald. What a game, and it's a timeout. They're going to call a timeout. She's saved by the bell. Number 25, Kennedy Bird. A full timeout. Overtime basketball, first of the year. Yeah. We'll be back after radio timeout of the CRN Sports Network.
Some energy drinks want to scare you. Some even want to bully you around. And the others, they're just blowing smoke. Packed with vitamins B3, B5, B6, and B12, the new HiQ energy drink comes available in 4 exciting flavors. Skyberry Fusion, Apple, Coconut Fruit Punch, and Lemon Lime. Natural caffeine, no preservatives, no crash, no bull. HiQ energy drink. Wings are for birds.
Back after radio timeout, 3:25 in overtime. Comets on defense now for the Trojans, trying to get the ball in the basket. Here we go. Trying to go for a shot. 32, Sills is there. Back to 33 of Lee. Turn it over, Comets ball.
Oh, I think the Trojans might be in a little bit of trouble here. They don't look as cohesive on offense as they did earlier.
Up by 2. Up by 2. Washington to Howard. This game in overtime. 3 minutes remaining in the overtime period 1. If they tie, they'll play overtime period 2.
Well, I think
3 times in an overtime period, they'll call it a draw. But I don't know if they'll really call it a draw because it's actually a conference game, so they have to finish it.
Man, we might be here all night, Wesley.
Howard to Washington. Washington to the baseline, and they're letting the clock milk down. We've seen this several times before.
That's a smart strategy by Marlon Lee here. No point in rushing this. You have the lead.
Howard to Washington.
Burn some time off the clock and force the Trojans to foul you.
They're up by 2. Washington, she says no. Marlon Lee says no, go back. Don't go inside. Do not go to the paint. Do not go to the rim. Take it there. Just juking, jiving. When you force the foul, letting the clock run down. Listen to this place.
They're going to have to foul, Wesley.
Listen to this place. It's electric. We wish you were here. We can only paint a picture. And this is magical, Brandon White.
They're going to have to foul, Wesley. That's the only hope they have left. Or, try to force a turnover here. And they do foul.
And there's the foul. They had to, number 10. And that's her first foul in the game.
There's now
Diamond Judkins, that's her first.
There's now 1:53 left in this game. They've burned about a whole...
They burned about 2 minutes almost.
They burned 2 minutes off.
They sure did. Burned about 2 minutes off the clock. 1:53 remaining in overtime. And Kaija Washington will go to the line. And she has struggled several times. And now she'll try to shoot 2. And she makes her first. And you want to talk about points. She's not been a big scorer tonight. Only 2. And they're from the free throw line here in the second half at overtime.
Wow.
Very unusual for Kaija Washington to play that way.
Just that kind of night for the Comets. She makes
her second. It's now a 4-point lead. And 4-point lead.
And now the Trojans are in serious trouble.
You don't foul. I know Marlon Lee is yelling, don't foul, don't foul. The men's game is next. This is a go and a turnover. Turnover. It's Howard with the ball. Howard on the turnover.
And now they're going to play keep away again.
And they're going to foul her. I thought they were going to go there. 20, Jenna Brown was trying to think about it, but she didn't. Oh, my goodness. Washington. And there's a whistle and a foul. I knew it was going to happen. Jenna Brown in 24. That's a foul. It's her third. Third foul on Jenna Brown. And they picked the worst to go to the free throw line again. Caucasian Washington will go back and shoot two.
Well, it's a 4-point lead for the Comets now. This one might be over. Especially if they keep making free throws like they just did right there.
Free throws by Washington. It's good. 34-29. Coach Marlon Lee is being animated. He's saying, do not foul. Do not foul. Second shot is up, and it's good. Goes with the free throw. 35-29. 6-point lead. Comets are running away with it in overtime.
They sure picked a fine time to get hot from the free throw line.
Do not foul. Coach Marlon Lee's yelling, do not foul. Do not foul. You're up by 6. Brown boxed out. Give it now inside the Seals. Inside.
And
Howard and Washington's there. Look out. Brown and a turnover. Take away. They go to the ground.
That should be a foul. And it is.
And if it's on 24 Brown, that's her fourth. If it's on Brown, it's her fourth. That's her fourth foul.
It's her fourth. But we talked about.
No, that's her fifth.
Oh, it's her. No.
She's fifth, right? She's fouled out.
Oh, she has fouled out. So that's another top player for the Trojans gone.
She's fouled out.
And I think they're trying to get that, relay that message. She does need to come out of the game.
She is out. 2 players on South have fouled out.
We talked about this.
Number 24, Jenna Brown is out, and so is number 22, Clayton Blackman out.
Combined with the fact
for the Trojans.
Combined with the fact that Shea Ward is out tonight, and you have a very dire situation for the Trojans.
Yes, sir. And Washington back to the free throw line.
That one doesn't
She'll
count.
miss this one. They're up by 6. 1:05 remaining in overtime regulation.
But it's not as pressing of a concern as it was a few minutes ago because the Trojans are now shorthanded with 1:05 remaining, down by 6.
Next shot up. Off the rim. It's no good with the Comets of the rebound. It's Howard. Howard gets it back. And there's a whistle and another foul. A turnover. They're going to give it back to South Johnston.
Well, yeah, she was really close to the line over there, and I guess she did step on it. So...
Overtime has the right time. The Comets gelling. We have 1 minute remaining in overtime. This has been an awesome game tonight. Props to both teams. Clayton has came down the stretch. 6-point lead. Turnover. Inside. Seams with the ball. And the whistle and a foul.
Poor decision right there. Threw it right into her hands, Wesley. She threw it right
foul
into her hands.
Foul on number 23. That's her second.
And now the goodbye chants are coming out.
Eames will make her free throw at the line. It's electric in here. It's electric in here, Brandon White.
And the Trojans have not scored in overtime.
They haven't. They've not scored any in overtime. All scores have been made by Clayton for the Comets. We're into the final 45 seconds. And to the basket, trying to make an attempt happen. No one's there. Boy, they picked the right time to start gelling for sure. Attempt made for the basket. It's up and it's no good. Give it back to Clayton. Clayton said it's going to be Watkins. Put it inbound. Watkins throws it to Eames, to Washington. 26 seconds. And she will cower back to the baseline.
Oh, you could have gotten a
Run the clock down. Run the clock down. This place has got loud. Final 13 seconds. Watkins with the rock to the baseline. Clock is ticking away. 37-29. Your final in overtime. Comets win. Oh, my goodness.
What a game.
Oh.
What a game.
Oh, my goodness, Brandon White.
And we got another one to go.
What a matchup. 37-29 in overtime. In overtime. The Comets finally jailed at the right time, and I think we said that because, bottom line, South did not score any points in overtime. None.
And I don't think, Blackman being out of the game played a role in that, because the Comets just came together, like you said. They were much